Okay, good. Well, welcome to the November webinar. And the subject here is Everywhere to Everywhere, about the regional alumni networks. And we're going to spend time discussing alumni networks, what's happening and what we'd like to see happen, and maybe the regions report in and explain some of the things that they're trying to get underway. This is an infant initiative, and so we'll be exercising patience over time in order to get this going. Okay. Well, the regional network concept, the quick overview. We have BGU alumni all over the world, and so in order to keep them engaged with the BGU mission, this BGU has this, and the Alumni Association has this concept of the regions, and a lot of it is geared towards the time zones, but also towards the demographics of the regions and the unique characteristics of the region. And what we're looking for are regional representatives in these different regions to help move alumni engagement along. So right now we have a group of alumni in the Caribbean that are working on their regional chapter. We off and on we're trying to get something started in the Southeast U.S. And we also have a person working to get things started in the U.S. Southwest region. We've had some talk or some interest from Malawi, South Africa, Africa in general, Asia. One person was interested from Addis Ababa, and then some ideas in the Middle East and South America as well. So hopefully we'll hear about that, and we can exchange some ideas about ways to get the alumni started here and engaged. Okay. So the next item here is just a quick overview of some of the regions that have started working. So in the Southeast, I was doing some work in the Southeast using webinars as a tool for getting alumni at least interested and starting to participate and committing some time. And we had webinars on, our last webinar was on the use of ChatGPT to increase productivity. And Willie Koryuga, one of our regents, was kind enough to share the work that he'd been doing for that. But there'll be some other ideas that we'll start adding after this particular call. I'll look forward to hearing from the other regions about some of the things they're doing, because maybe we can learn from that. We have the Caribbean network as well, and do we have somebody who might want to share some things going on with the Caribbean network?
Well, I will do that. Yes. Well, the BGU Caribbean Alumni Chapter was established through the initiative of Dr. Gwen Dewey. She had initially asked for me to work on getting a cohort together. And then that was, as a matter of fact, that was how I got assigned to the BGU, this Alumni Association, the General Alumni Association. And then I was assigned the post of secretary. And so it started with Dr. Dewey's initiative, and then Dr. Smith had also initiated or coordinated a meeting with the Caribbean Evangelical Alliance, and also invited BGU alumni to that meeting. And so with the intent of promoting the plan to establish the Caribbean chapter. And so I was asked to make a presentation on the Alumni Association and the plan to establish the Caribbean chapter. And this was done March of this year. And after that, and I must say that according to Dr. Smith, we have over 60 BGU alumni in the Caribbean. And we have, some of you who may not know, we have different Caribbean islands. I guess it is similar to the states that you have in terms of governance and so forth. So we had that. We then had a meeting with the persons who turned up from BGU, the BGU alumni, who turned up at that meeting that Dr. Smith had hosted. And we decided on a meeting date, met, and selected a representative, a regional representative, who is Dr. Madonna Doyle from Trinidad. And we also established a meeting, a regular meeting time and so forth. The first attendance, the first meeting had some issues, but then we had another meeting, and about 8 persons from Guyana, Haiti, Trinidad, the Bahamas, and Jamaica attended. And at that meeting, we selected our focus, so the focus of the alumni, of the Caribbean alumni, which we want to be based on the peculiarities of the Caribbean region. What are our needs? What are our issues? What are the missional challenges that we have in the Caribbean as a region, and also in the particular countries? So based on that, we had selected a 5-year, a set of missional focus, which were guided by the Lausanne mission focus, a list, which was a long list, which was shared with us by Dr. Smith. And we selected some areas that we think are more relevant to our needs in the Caribbean. And I can share that with you afterwards. And we have decided to focus on, to host an event, which we call BGU Caribbean Alumni Prayer Conference, with initial focus on Haiti and the issues that it is facing. And I have had meetings with the 2 Asian alumni who have been attending the Caribbean meetings so far. And but in reflecting, I have decided, I have not shared this with the Caribbean group, but in reflecting, I have decided to also include Jamaica in this prayer conference as one of, so we'll have 2 countries that we will be focusing on, Haiti and Jamaica, because these are mainly the most 2 troubled countries. Haiti is worse than Jamaica, yes, because the problem is affecting their government and so forth, and has international implications. But Jamaica, in our domestic issues, we are having to too many murders, and recently the children are being targeted. And so I think we should include Jamaica in this PERS conference, seeking God's guidance, because we know that it is our issues are basically spiritual. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. And so we want to start our initiative in addressing these issues through PER. You're muted, Dr. Hurt.
You're muted, Dr. Hurt.
Sorry about that. We also had some interest in doing something in Texas, and also maybe expanding that to the broader Southwest region. Judy, what kinds of ideas did you have about things that the Texas group might engage with?
I've reached out initially to my region, and I talked to Dr. Hurt about increasing my region size. Really, I need a really strong working list. I'm not sure that my list is completely accurate. And so I've had a little response, but not much. And so I think I'm going to start including Arkansas, Oklahoma, some other areas that Dr. Hurt suggested to me to make my region larger. Maybe the central time zone or part of the central time zone. And initially, I just want to connect and see, kind of like Dr. Hines did, just to see what we need and what our region is facing. Also, I think that we just need connection to collaborate and be a bridge for one another. There may be connections that I need or that someone else needs that I can provide to strengthen what they're already doing with their degrees. I would like to know what each person is doing so that we can strengthen one another with what we are also doing. So I'm thinking that collaborative efforts and bridges with connection will be my initial focus. Once I kind of get my group going a little bit, I've already requested from Judy Melton a larger list so that I can reach out and get possibly a larger list. Dr. Hurt was suggesting that I maybe make phone contacts. I tried email and it's not working very well. I may try a texting group. I've noticed that a lot of people that I communicate with respond better to text message than they do email. So I don't know if you find that too, but for definitely my generation, responds better to texting. So, but that's kind of where I am, just an initial attempt to connect and to possibly broaden my region.
Yes, and may I say something here in response to Judy's what she's just said, in terms of her partnership and collaborating with each other. I think that also is very important. Because many of us are engaged in urban missions activities, and the alumni is one of the objectives and focus of the alumni concept, in that, or the regional alumni concepts, to be specific, to ensure that, to get everybody together. We may be doing this in a little corner, and it's not impactful as it can be when we all come together and assist, and we can have workshops together, each person contributing their skills in a particular area to strengthen the effort. So that is the intent.
That's an excellent idea to have workshops. I'm wondering, are you doing it through Zoom, or are you physically meeting with one another?
We have not reached that point. It's myself and the regional representative. We have developed a plan of action in, as I mentioned, workshops, webinars, and so forth. And so we'll be identifying the area of needs and coming together, planning, and see how we can execute. But we have not reached there. We are having some hiccups where that is concerned.
Okay.
Okay. Before we talk about potential new regions and discuss those, one of the topics on the agenda is to review the duties and responsibilities document for regional representatives. And we sent the link out so people could look at it ahead of time, but let me share it on my screen. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. And hold on just a minute. So you should be able to see the document. It says Bakke Graduate University Alumni Regional Representatives and responsibilities. And what we'll do, go ahead and I'll scroll through this. This is the entire job description here. This paragraph, and then this list of statements. And the idea is that this is at somewhat of a general level, but as each regional develops, the regions are welcome to create their own representative roles and responsibilities document underneath this umbrella in order to address their particular unique regional considerations. So that would be something that they can do. So can you read this the lettering? All right. Let's see if I can, and maybe I can zoom it a little bit more for you. See. And hopefully that makes it a little more legible. But the primary mission: engage and encourage engagement of the alumni. And the idea is to bring alumni in to support the BGU mission and provide outreach to those in the regions through different means. And what we want to do is just continue to get the alums engaged with the association and with the BGU mission, and also to help the alums continue to develop as they serve their regions. 3 years as a representative would be the length of office. Membership of the association on the board. You're also a board member, and so there would be an expectation to attend the meetings, and then staying in touch with alumni in the region and building engagement, identifying issues, creating teams to address issues, and to help each other develop your skills, knowledge, and through events, and act as a bridge between the regions and the Alumni Association and the university, and then obviously recruit and train your replacement before your term ends. Now, keeping in mind that that this is more of an umbrella document, does anybody have any thoughts or input on it that could make it better?
I just want to say that, just to add, that in our discussions, that's myself and you, the decision was made that yes, this is an umbrella document, and so it is it can be adjusted based on with this as the main section of the document, but you can add to it in to reflect the particular needs of your region, your alumni. That was the agreement.
Does the document seem comprehensive enough, and still have that balance of being general, so that the regions can adapt it to their own needs?
How often are the meetings?
The meetings are monthly.
Hmm.
The meetings are monthly, second Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central.
But that Dr. Hurt, that is the General Association meeting, right? Judy, are you asking about the regional meetings?
Yes, I'm asking about the regional meetings.
That will be determined by you. That
Yeah.
will be determined by your group.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So, because I'm looking at these recommendation or these requirements and I'm assuming this applies to us, each of us in this meeting, that if we agree, we are agreeing to serve 3 years as a representative.
Right, so that there is not just that there's some continuity, but so that you actually have time to put something together. Because probably in your first year, you're probably learning the ropes, and then second and third year is when you're more likely to launch some initiatives and then see and then at least begin to see some results. And at 3 years also, it gives you time to recruit a replacement and maybe have that person come alongside you later in your term in order to start learning on their own as well.
Okay, and then I'm seeing that there is a membership in the Alumni Association, and is this the Alumni Association board?
The Alumni Association board meets is the one that I mentioned about the monthly meetings, and it's really a number of different people who want to be part of putting doing things with the Alumni Association, but the regional representative is automatically a member for that.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because I'm assuming that people that are attending this meeting are now considering whether they want to be in this position. I'm just looking at the requirements here thinking, okay, I don't want to commit to something I don't have time for, or,
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, a board meeting and that's once a month.
Right.
And then what else? What other type of required meetings are involved in here?
Well, in terms of the region and the regional representatives, the expectation then becomes just working with your region and scheduling your meetings as you see fit, scheduling your activities.
Okay.
And then that monthly meeting is really to come on and share what's going on, and maybe there's an exchange of ideas that you can take back and take advantage of.
Okay.
Okay, if I may, Lauren, I see Lauren has typed question here in the chat. Is there something people would be signing for the 3-year term? I was never elected and I'm moving towards retirement, so I'm not available for this, but I'm supportive of 3 years for the reasons you mentioned. Yes, and I just want to add to what to Judy's concern. What is being presented here, it is being presented in this meeting. For us, if you think it is too much for commitment, then we can reduce it to 2 years. If there is a consensus that it's too much. It's not. This is why we have presented this document here for us to dissect it and see if it's okay, if everybody agrees with what is there, or you make recommendations for some adjustment.
I think people should proactively sign something rather than be told that they are up for 3 or 2 or whatever number of years. So it should be opt-in rather than opt-out.
So you're saying that that item should not be in the job description?
I think it's fine to be in a job description, but if you're taking on a job, you should proactively say, yes, I take on the job.
Okay, a commitment.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I've been attending these meetings, but not sure I'm ready to take on.
Well, this is specifically to be a regional representative.
Okay, understood.
And attending the meetings is an opportunity to provide input or participate in some alumni projects and all that. But then the regional part, that's, that would be a separate pursuit, and the regional representatives would come to the meeting to share what's going on, and maybe everybody exchanges ideas so that they can
I think
take it
when
back to the
somebody
regions.
accepts their election to this, they should say, yes, I accept, and I understand the responsibilities. They should say it at least by an email to you.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose the responsibilities to be.
As I have shared with you, the regional rep for the Caribbean, he had a nomination and an election. Yes, yeah, but still there are issues which I don't want to relate here. So I'm agreeing with you that some maybe documentation which signifies commitment maybe should be there also. Yes.
Yeah, that was my only.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me make a note of that.
So I don't think that there's been any other nomination and vote for anybody else. I'm not sure, maybe someone else in this meeting was nominated and voted on, or
most of it is really, the effort is really seeking
as a volunteer.
volunteers. Yeah. Would you like to do this for your region? And if you don't, that's fine. You don't. And if you do, we're absolutely thrilled and delighted that you want to, and come on to the meetings, tell us what's going on, see how we can help each other. But there's no real there's no drafting of people to say, oh, by the way, you're now the regional rep for your your region and all that. It's just if people want to do it,
Volunteer, yes.
we certainly are delighted that you want to do it.
Yeah. So the assumption that being here is indicative of that you will be a regional rep is really not so. You in the Caribbean case, we had a group coming together, as I said, and we nominated and elected. But there is one person from, I think it's Arusha, what's his name? Want to say something? Mahari. He sent us an email to indicate that he wants to represent a set of countries. So maybe he should speak here. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're calling my name. Yes, Kurosh Mahari.
Yes.
All right, great. Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be in this meeting with you. And thank you very much to make it possible. And I'm blessed to be here. Well, my name is Kurosh Mahari. I'm from Iran, and I have businesses, high-tech businesses in actually Netherlands, Portugal, and United States. I would be more than actually, it would be an honor if I can be a representative of BGU in Iran, Portugal, and Netherlands. I have the connections, networks, and also the energy to move on this path. And I will do whatever I have in power to actually contribute. So I don't know about the requirements, if we have other people applied for this in these regions. And if not, well, what are the steps that I have to take? And well, anything, any information about regarding this would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Terrific. Well, Kurosh, thank you very much. In fact, you said you're from Iran. I currently, this has nothing to do with the regional regions, but I thought it would be interesting because it might in the future. I lead a staff and faculty fellowship at the University of Alabama here, and in half an hour, a PhD student from Tehran will be giving his testimony about how he came to Christ to that group. So I think it's providential that you're on this call now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for sharing, Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, okay, and as I shared with the larger meeting, Yobe Lungu from Malawi, I was expecting him to be here. But he has agreed to lead a group in Malawi. So, well, I guess he will be viewing the recording, and then we can follow up with him where that is concerned. Mm-hmm.
So, is everybody comfortable with the document here, and that we're not drafting people? It's really something where potential volunteers can read it and decide if they want to be a regional representative. Are we comfortable with that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right, great. Yeah, good. Okay. Well, we will move on then. Thank you all for doing it. Let me stop the share here. And that's to discuss the new regional networks that are going. We have some people who said they were interested in doing in working in their regions, and I think this might be an opportunity to maybe just share some thoughts, ideas, tips, techniques for growing alumni engagement where you're at. I think the Caribbean is probably ahead in terms of people having checked in and participated in some events. In the U.S. Southeast, we've done some webinars with varying degrees of success. So some of the webinars were attended. We did one where we had several people attend that was on wellness. corporate wellness, and then we had another one on organizational finance, but we had some, we didn't have much attendance on that one, so it's been we will probably spend some time for the coming year doing an interest analysis for the Southeast to see what some of the needs are and some of the interests are. So what?
But although you have said that the Caribbean seems to be leading, I wouldn't agree. I think your group was the first, and it motivated the need to establish the Caribbean group also. And you have been doing, it's just that the approach has been different, the approach has been different, and maybe you've seen some value in how we are approaching it, but you have done some good work also.
What if you're thinking in terms of a new of building engagement for the first time, what questions might come to mind?
I think my question is always just making sure we define our regions, which one, when we say we're going to have a region or help in a region, what are we talking about for each of us? Because it's so different when we think about dividing up the U.S. as we have different, like we know the Caribbean's involves all of those islands. And then what do we talk about when we talk about Iran? Is that the whole Middle East? Or is that, what would that area be? Or would it be just the one country? Do we have enough alumni in one country there to have a region? Because I just don't know.
Sister, my apologies. The question was if being representative in Iran, just only if it'll consider Iran or no, just it will be also the Middle East or MENA region, which is Middle East and North Africa. Yes, that was the question. Yes, because before we started our business activities in UAE, UAE, one of these actually regions is very famous. We call it Dubai. Yes, so Dubai is very famous. In Arabic, they say Dubai. So we have also some connections there, and we can be of service there. Absolutely, with pleasure. So because we have the network and also landline connections, and also have the license for my company, which is EdTech company in Dubai. So we can also work there.
That's great. That's just wonderful.
Absolutely, pleasure.
Well, personally, I don't know why we couldn't have more than one regional representative to, maybe there are others who could be a team, and then you could cover a larger region. So for example, in Iran, if there's not, or in some other region, there aren't very many graduates, maybe several can get together and cover a larger part, and maybe divide up some labor that you have identified.
Also, I think that would be an encouragement to any of us to have more than one person that we're working with.
Yeah, it's always good to be able to share with others and encourage each other.
Leroy, I should know this, but besides the Southeast, area, are there other regions that we have already identified? Evidently, maybe Judy is doing more of the kind of the middle section of the country there, but just wondered, do we have identified other regions in the U.S. where we're having gatherings, or is the Southeast the only one?
right now it's Judy's and the Southeast that I know of.
Okay.
What we were originally thinking was if somebody was in one of the states and said, I'd like to help with a region, we would let that person define the region. But we may need to actually lay it out there and then just seek volunteers for that, maybe group of states, because there are some groups. I think the number of alumni, BGU alumni, probably makes more sense to do a group of states as opposed to just one state. Maybe that would be a more logical thing. So maybe
and definitely, I think, going bigger at first and then going smaller is easier than going small and then trying to go larger. So, just because you'll have more people involved. And I just want to second Andrea's idea of having kind of a team approach. We always have to keep in mind that we're using volunteers and, most of us are still actively involved in either ministry or business, and it's sometimes you have conflicts. So having a team would just alleviate that a little bit.
May I just come in here with your suggestion, Susan Ree, starting large and then getting smaller is the approach that we have taken the Caribbean. Instead of having islands, the establishing in islands, which we don't have the numbers to do that at this point. So that was why we started with the Caribbean. And as it grows, then and the need is there, then we can have regional reps, as Dr. Hurt indicated, in the different islands to manage the volume of and the need that is there. So that is the approach we want to take.
Good. Yeah.
Also, just to add one thing, when you give this to one person who's an alumna, they get it on their resume. So if you give it to a team, it's not the same. So you might want to have, really, people may be looking for that. So
okay, that's a good point.
Electing one person and then having them be able to have a group with them is fine, but giving it to the one person who is stepping up is probably going to get you more of a buy-in from that person.
Yeah. And well, and in that regard, you just gave me an idea for somebody who steps up and volunteers and all that. Maybe I just post a comment on LinkedIn.
Exactly. That would be good. And also a certificate from BGU of appreciation, or making whatever you're writing up there, use action verbs that look really nice on a resume, so that, especially in some countries where people are trying to really promote their involvement in management type areas, this would give them an opportunity to show that they serve in that capacity.
Okay, sounds good.
In a religious institution.
Right. Yeah. Gorosh has his hand up.
Oh, yes, my apologies. So, yes, regarding Iran, actually, because this year, 2023, 4.3 million students were actually studying in Iran's universities, just I can say 70% female, 70% female, 30% male. So it changed a lot over the past years. But what I want to say is it's about maybe, so with the 90% of their literacy rate. This is about Iran, but I just want to add that there is a huge opportunity, in this area. What I mean by that, for example, Maastricht University in Netherlands, they had similar program about the MENA or MENA region. It has different pronunciation in Dutch and also in English, Middle East and North Africa. And I want to say, yes, that would be much better if we can represent actually become a regional representative rather than the country or maybe a specific city, or
Yeah.
that makes more sense, especially when we have less students in some areas, where, less. I mean, just the number of graduates, BGU graduates, or people who are interested in this program might be different for sure. So yes, I can work at 3 locations with my network. We have people in our company who can help me with the EdTech, educational technologies. If you need the LMS or maybe any other thing, for example, I don't know if we already have a platform for the alumni. Yes, do we have now, or no? We just follow this up through the LinkedIn.
Are you talking about the LMS like we have Populi?
Yes. Also, for example, for the newsletter, something that we can provide them with a unique technology, inform them accordingly, something separate from what we have now, or not just we use the platform that we already have.
I think Christina has a communication platform that she uses for sending out the newsletters and things like that.
All right.
Yes, may I add some details on this? Hello, this is Christina.
We're hearing you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I use MailChimp system for the newsletters because it's pretty trendy and we could use visuals, photos, videos embedded into the newsletter. And actually, alumni is uploaded, the database of alumni is uploaded to the dashboard or to the MailChimp dashboard. And this way we could reach out to the alumni. And my question is whether we want to use this database for separate newsletters, because currently we are sending out a newsletter every other month with regular updates on staff, upcoming immersions, fundraising efforts, prayer corner, introducing professors or alumni, but we could focus only on alumni as an audience if you want, and we could send out an alumni newsletter every other month. So in the months when they don't get an email from BGU. So that's one addition from me, or one comment. And another one is that, do we use the database segmented by countries, regions? Do we provide this database to the ones who want to represent one region or country? Because I think it would be good to check how many alumni we have in each country, in the biggest regions, and search for people based on those data. Because if we have regions where we have a lot of alumni members, then we will need definitely someone to represent them. And maybe there are regions where we don't have yet many alumni. Yeah, so that's just one note from me, or one suggestion. So how we provide the data, how we use the data, how we take care of the privacy issues.
Yeah.
May I think Kathy Herberg mentioned in the chat, we also have a MLS for our certificates that we are committed to. And I want to just mention also that in our plans for the Caribbean group, it includes coming together as a group. Well, we had Judy mentioned the collaboration and partnership, the workshops and so forth. But we are looking at also offering BGU certificates through the alumni, but that is when we really get together, have our act together as a group. Do you want to do that also?
Yeah. We're just making some notes here. All right. Good. I've been making notes on that, and what I'll do also is send the transcript out so that we have that information. Good. Okay. What other items we're coming up to closing time here.
And when it comes to the resources, actually, I know just it's not about the quid when we're talking about this serendipity. Our serendipity is just to contribute and help others and just, to make it done. That Texans say, get are done, So what I mean by that about the resources, for example, shall we allocate part of our, resources in the regional, just for example, let's say Netherlands. What are the expectations? What are the exact tasks that we're expected to accomplish as a regional representative? If we can have the, just a clear and, just understanding of those, that can help us a lot, help me actually a lot, to do the job the best possible way.
Well, what probably in terms of the tasks, and at the same time giving the regions the ability to use their own initiative. When we develop in fact, at the next December meeting, we'll be developing the 2024 theme or finalizing the 2024 theme for the Alumni Association for the coming year. And we probably will be expressing things more in terms of the association in general. And I would hope that gives the regions the opportunity to think about it as it applies to their particular regions, their particular needs and issues, and then develop their regional objectives that they can accomplish. Hopefully, I hope does that.
Absolutely.
There.
Yes. One more thing that just came to my mind is it's just about the language. For example, in let's say in Middle East or maybe in Netherlands, shall we provide the info in Dutch or maybe also in Portuguese or Persian or Arabic? Or no, it's not needed. Everything will be universal in English.
I think the common language in BGU, if I'm not mistaken, is English.
Yeah.
But I don't see why you could not send something out with multiple translations to make it easier on the native speakers.
Yeah, but extra one. But the main one should be in English, and we add something, for example, a translation, and for example, another language. Yeah.
I think that might be a good way to do it.
Because the objective is to reach those who are part of your network. And then you're just sharing it with us.
All right. The matter is connect, and English connects us all together. So that makes sense. Exactly.
Right.
That's right. Also, for example, for some opportunities, not for only the people that are part of the BGU, but also we can use it. I don't know. Just saying that. Yeah. Maybe that can be a platform to, attract more people. Not attract, actually invite more people to BGU. Do we have such a thing? Such a goal can be implemented in this one. Is there any opportunity for this one? Or no, it is specifically for this purpose that we are discussing.
Could you repeat the question again?
Let's say we have a platform and to connect, people from BGU, graduates, and alumni. But the thing is, this platform with the network, with the database that we have, then it can be an opportunity for us to just, to invite more people who are not part of BGU. We can use it for this purpose too. Just saying that maybe we can add another goal to this one, or no, just it's specifically for the goals defined in the invitation letter that email that I received from you. So because if you want to just invite other people outside BGU, localization and adding more languages might be helpful. But if not, as Sister mentioned, we are dealing with the people who are part of BGU. Indeed, English is the way to go, and the language to utilize.
Yeah, that one, if I understood you correctly, you're talking about a some kind of a software platform that might be more for Judy Melton, our registrar, and our IT folks to address. I'm not sure of the extent to which they use Populi and other systems, but you were talking about some kind of a system, right?
Yes, because to execute actually, I mean, just for these opportunities, and if we want to just execute the plan, we need indeed the right platform, and that must be digital. And well,
Right.
yes, yeah,
Right.
I guess that's something that we have to look at. But in terms of your general question as to reach out to persons who are not BGU members, that maybe if it's not clear in our missions and vision statement, did we share that with them, Dr. Hurt? You have it there? Maybe you should share it with them if you have it up. I didn't even remember. But if it's not clear in
Which
that
one?
missions, the alumni missions and
Hold on.
mission statement.
yes, you nailed it, sister.
That is basically what it's about, to get the word out also through our work as a network.
Yes, sister, you nailed it. Exactly. That's what we want to do, to grow the network.
Yes, that is really what it's about.
Yeah, I can resend the links to the mission. If you can also find more information at when you look at the
alumni news.
Yeah, let's see, hold on. If you look at this link that I just shared, bgu.edu alumni-network, there are documents like that on the website, so that can be a good source. Okay, all right. Well, we are past time. I've been taking some good notes here, and I will also post the video, and I'll send the transcript around. There's certainly much more to talk about, and I wish we could take more time, but let's think about it, and then feel free to send me emails and the like, and perhaps we can pull some people together again later on to start fleshing some of these ideas and questions out. But meanwhile, for those who do want to work with the regional representatives or as regional representatives, boy, we're sure grateful for that, and we do want to stay in touch with you and help you as you do God's work in building up these groups. Any last items or questions?
I just noticed in the chat, sisters and brothers, actually, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for the kind comments, and I just wanted to appreciate it because I was not reading the chat. And lastly, I want to add one more thing, sisters, brothers. If there is anything that I can be of any help regarding the technology development, software, I would be more than happy. You have my email. Just drop me a line. I do my best to provide the best guidance possible.
Great, thank you.
Possible guidance. I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely, with pleasure.
Good. All right, let me close this in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us this mission, for giving us this burden for the regions around the world, and we thank you for hitching us to the BGU mission that gives us a vehicle for growing your kingdom. We ask, Lord, that these who are taking this on, that these efforts would bear fruit, that you would cause these efforts to grow, so so that more would come to know you, and also so that more would benefit from the kind of work that the university does. We ask this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you all. And
All right.
Thank you, Leroy. Good to see everybody.